Have you ever flushed your toilet and noticed something strange happening? The water spins slowly, the flush feels weak, and instead of that powerful swirl that clears the bowl instantly, it feels like the toilet is struggling to do its job. Maybe you even flushed twice just to make sure everything goes down. Most people think the toilet is old, broken, or that something is wrong with the plumbing. Some even think they need to call a plumber. But what if the real problem is something tiny, hidden, and almost nobody checks? Today, I'm going to show you the one simple trick that removes toilet jet hole clogs and restores a full, powerful flush in about 90 seconds. And here's the best part. Once you understand this method, you'll never panic about a weak flush again. In fact, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to clean those hidden jet holes, how to restore the powerful swirl your toilet had when it was new, and how to stop those clogs from coming back again. So stay with me, because the first trick will make you look at your toilet in a completely different way. Let's start with something most homeowners in the United States don't even realize exists. Under the rim of your toilet bowl, there are small, hidden holes. These are called rim jets. When you flush, water rushes from the tank and shoots out of these holes around the rim, creating that powerful swirling motion that pushes waste down the drain. When those jet holes are clear, the flush is strong, fast, and efficient. But when those tiny holes become clogged with mineral deposits, calcium buildup, or rust particles, the water can't flow properly. Instead of shooting out evenly, it trickles slowly. That weak flow is exactly what causes the weak flush many people complain about. Now here's the interesting part. These clogs don't happen overnight. They build slowly over months or even years. Every time you flush, tiny minerals from hard water pass through the rim jets. Those minerals gradually stick to the inside of the holes. Over time, they harden into crusty deposits that narrow the opening of each jet. Eventually, some of the holes become completely blocked. When that happens, half the rim jets stop working. The water flow becomes uneven, and the flush loses its power. This exact situation happened to a homeowner named David in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix has extremely hard water, meaning the water contains high levels of calcium and magnesium minerals. David noticed his toilet flushing weaker every month. At first, he assumed the toilet was simply getting old. Then he noticed something else. The water didn't swirl evenly anymore. One side of the bowl had strong flow, while the other side barely moved. That's when he called a plumber. The plumber arrived, looked at the toilet for less than a minute, and then did something David had never seen before. He grabbed a small mirror, held it under the rim of the toilet bowl, and pointed to several tiny holes that were completely clogged with white mineral buildup. Within minutes, the plumber cleared those holes, and suddenly, the toilet flushed like it was brand new again. The cost of that visit? Nearly $150. But here's the truth. The method the plumber used is something you can easily do yourself at home in under 2 minutes. Before we reveal the main trick, let's take a closer look at where these jet holes are located. If you kneel down and look underneath the rim of your toilet bowl, you'll see a series of small holes spaced evenly around the rim. Some toilets have 8 holes, others may have 12 or more, depending on the design. During a flush, water shoots out of these holes and creates the swirling motion inside the bowl. When these holes clog with minerals, the water flow becomes uneven. Some holes spray strongly while others barely drip. That uneven flow weakens the entire flushing system. Now here's the powerful 90-second trick that restores those jet holes instantly. The secret tool is something extremely simple: a small piece of wire, a toothpick, or even a straightened paper clip. The goal is not to scratch the porcelain, but to gently break apart the mineral buildup inside the jet holes. Start by lifting the toilet lid and flushing once so you can see where the water flows. Then, grab a small mirror and hold it under the rim so you can see the holes clearly. You might notice white crust around some of them, or even completely blocked openings. Take your toothpick or paperclip and gently insert it into each hole. Don't force it, just lightly wiggle it inside to break apart the mineral deposits. As you move from hole to hole, you'll often see tiny flakes of calcium fall into the bowl. That's the buildup that was restricting water flow. Once you've cleared all the holes, flush the toilet again. And this is the moment that surprises most people. Instead of a weak, uneven swirl, the water rushes out evenly around the rim, creating a strong circular motion that pushes everything down with force. In many cases, the flush feels dramatically stronger immediately. But here's the part most people skip, and this is what makes the result permanent instead of temporary. After clearing the jet holes physically, you need to dissolve the mineral deposits deeper inside the rim channels. And the easiest way to do that is with vinegar. Pour 1 to 2 cups of white vinegar into the toilet tank. Then flush once so the vinegar flows into the rim channels. Let it sit for about 30 minutes before flushing again. Vinegar contains acetic acid, which dissolves calcium buildup. As it flows through the rim jets, it slowly breaks down hidden mineral deposits that you can't reach with a toothpick. Now, imagine this process happening inside the toilet rim, where water flows every day. Over time, those narrow channels become coated with minerals. By using vinegar, you're essentially flushing a mild cleaning acid through those channels, restoring their full diameter. But we're not done yet, because there's another hidden jet that many people never check. This one is located at the bottom of the toilet bowl, usually near the front. It's called the siphon jet. Unlike the rim holes, the siphon jet is larger and it shoots water directly into the trapway during a flush. This jet helps create the suction that pulls waste down the drain. If the siphon jet becomes clogged with mineral deposits, the toilet may flush slowly, even if the rim jets are clean. The fix is simple. Pour a cup of vinegar directly into that jet opening and let it sit for about 15 minutes, then flush. This helps dissolve mineral buildup that may be restricting water flow through that powerful jet. At this point, you're probably realizing something important. Weak flush problems are rarely caused by the toilet itself. Most of the time, the issue is simply clogged jet holes restricting water flow. But in the next part of this video, I'm going to show you a hidden deep clean method that plumbers use to completely flush out mineral buildup inside the toilet rim channels. This trick takes just a few minutes, costs almost nothing, and once you see how it works, you'll understand why it can restore even a 20-year-old toilet's flushing power. And trust me, the result is incredibly satisfying. Now let's move into the final and most powerful part of this entire process, because even after you clear the rim jet holes with a toothpick or paperclip and run vinegar through the system, there is still one hidden area inside your toilet that many people never clean. And if this part stays clogged, the flush may improve a little, but it will never return to the full, powerful swirl it had when the toilet was brand new. What we're talking about here are the internal rim channels, the narrow pathways inside the porcelain rim that carry water from the tank to those tiny jet holes under the rim. Think of it like arteries in the human body. The jet holes are just the openings, but behind them there are small channels where the water travels before it exits into the bowl. Over years of flushing, hard water minerals slowly coat the inside of these channels. Each flush leaves behind microscopic layers of calcium and magnesium. Those layers slowly harden and narrow the passageways. Eventually, the water flow becomes restricted long before it even reaches the rim jets. This is exactly what happened to a homeowner named Robert in Tampa, Florida. Robert's toilet looked clean, the bowl had no stains, and he had already tried poking the rim holes with a paperclip. The flush improved slightly, but it still felt weak. Water would swirl slowly instead of rushing around the bowl. He thought he might need to replace the toilet completely, but then he discovered a deep cleaning method that plumbers often use to dissolve buildup hidden inside those rim channels. The trick is incredibly simple, and it uses something almost every household already has: white vinegar and a little patience. Start by turning off the water supply valve behind the toilet. This stops the tank from refilling. Next, flush the toilet once so the tank empties as much as possible. Now you're looking inside the toilet tank with very little water left. This step is important because you want the cleaning solution to stay concentrated when you add it. Once the tank is mostly empty, pour about 1 quart of white vinegar directly into the overflow tube inside the tank. That tube is the vertical pipe in the middle of the tank where water normally flows during a flush. By pouring vinegar into that tube, you send it straight into the rim channels instead of the bowl. Now, here's the key moment. Let the vinegar sit inside those channels for at least 30 minutes. During this time, the acetic acid in the vinegar is slowly dissolving mineral deposits that have been building up for years. The acid works its way through the narrow channels, loosening calcium buildup that you cannot see and cannot reach with tools. After 30 minutes, turn the water supply back on and let the tank refill. Then flush the toilet. What happens next often surprises people. Instead of the slow, uneven swirl they're used to, the water suddenly shoots out of the rim holes with far more force. The swirl becomes stronger, faster, and more balanced around the bowl. That powerful circular motion is exactly how the toilet was designed to work. When all the rim jets are clear and the internal channels are open, the flush becomes dramatically more effective. But there's one more hidden tip that can make an even bigger difference in maintaining that strong flush over time. Many people ignore the toilet tank itself. Over the years, sediment and mineral particles from hard water collect inside the tank. Those particles eventually travel into the rim channels and begin clogging the jets again. That's why periodic tank cleaning is so important. About once every 2 or 3 months, pour 1 or 2 cups of white vinegar into the toilet tank and let it sit for about an hour before flushing. This simple maintenance step helps dissolve mineral buildup before it has time to harden inside the internal channels. It's a small habit that can prevent future jet clogs entirely. Another smart preventative trick is checking the rim holes occasionally with a mirror. If you ever notice white crust forming around the openings, that's an early warning sign that mineral buildup is starting again. A quick cleaning with a toothpick and vinegar rinse can stop the problem before it affects your flush. At this point, you now understand something that most homeowners never learn about their toilets. A weak flush usually isn't caused by a broken toilet. It's caused by restricted water flow. And the biggest reason for that restriction is mineral buildup inside the rim jets and internal channels. Once you clear those passages, the toilet suddenly performs the way it was designed to. The flush becomes faster, stronger, and far more efficient. Imagine walking into your bathroom tomorrow morning, pressing the flush handle and seeing a powerful swirling motion that clears the bowl instantly. No weak flush, no second flush, no frustration. Just a smooth, powerful flush every single time. And the best part is that you didn't need a plumber, you didn't replace the toilet, and you didn't spend hundreds of dollars on repairs. You simply understood how the system works and used a few simple tools to restore it. That's the power of small home maintenance tricks like this. Once you know them, problems that used to feel complicated suddenly become incredibly easy to fix. Now, before you leave this video, here's something I want you to try the next time you go into your bathroom. Take a quick look under the rim of your toilet bowl. Use your phone light or a small mirror. If you see those tiny jet holes, you now know exactly what they do and how important they are for a strong flush. If you found this video helpful, make sure you share it with someone who constantly complains about a weak flushing toilet. Most people have no idea those tiny holes even exist, and this simple trick could save them from calling a plumber unnecessarily. Also, if you enjoy learning powerful home cleaning and maintenance hacks like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, we share simple tricks that help homeowners fix common problems quickly, safely, and without expensive tools. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me something. When you flush your toilet, does the water swirl strongly or does it feel weak and slow? And after watching this video, are you going to check your rim jet holes today? Thank you for watching, take care of your home, keep your toilet flushing strong, and I'll see you in the next video.